Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. We are ready, almost, with a third map here in the series. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Hellraisers versus Epsilon for the Caseking of the Hill, cooled by Alpenföhn. And also, of course, we have another giveaway this week that you guys can participate in. It's at the Facebook link at the bottom. And it is a Superflower PSU, so it's a power supply unit with actually 1300 watts. So that is quite a lot, will absolutely power everything. And more than that, it's a really, really stable one. They have got absolutely fantastic reviews. So go on any review site. I bet you guys know stuff like Tom's Hardware or whatever. If you go on there and search for Superflower, you'll see they make some really, really good products. So definitely worth participating in. You can just like the Facebook page and you can participate in the raffle like that. Easy stuff. And if you like it now, you'll participate in the raffle that we'll be doing for the next 12 weeks. So, it's just one time like, and you get to maybe win a lot of stuff. So it's pretty cool. Last week, we gave away one of the Brocken Ecos CPU coolers and also one of the headsets that I'm wearing here from Beat Phoenix. But this week, it's a power supply unit from Superflower. So thank you very much for doing that. Also, obviously, no secret, it does help us and our sponsors if you go and like that page. And, maybe we can do more of this stuff in the future. That's certainly what we want to do. But I am not here alone. I have Vendetta with me, and Semler probably going to be right back on the couch any second. What's up, Ven?
Just waiting for the third map to get going. I mean, these teams can't be separated at this point. It's so close. And it seems like every game starts off with one of the teams getting off to a really good start, and we think the game is nearing the point of no return.
Yeah.
And then the other team brings it back each and every time.
Yeah, I think we were just about 1 second away from ruling Epsilon out of that Inferno game. Just, it looked so one-sided. Or at least, not only one-sided, but it looked so much like Hellraisers were going to be able to have just, too many rounds to really make any kind of comeback happen. But it almost did.
Yeah, and even when they lost their anti-eco, I wasn't too worried for Hellraisers because, as you said, they've been looking like, well, they're getting rounds either way. Even if they've done some silly things, like we saw Angel doing some weird aggressive moves when he was holding Banana as CT and that type of stuff, but it worked out for Hellraisers in the end. So I kind of figured, well, okay, they lose the anti-eco, but they're gonna bounce back as soon as they get weapons and all that stuff. But it really didn't. They struggled mightily to actually get back into that game.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Reminder as well, guys, there is a 27% discount on another Superflower CPU cooler, which is, if you go to caseking.de/ROF, you can buy it with the voucher code that we have on the post screen. If you didn't catch it, then you'll be able to catch it after this match. It'll be there for quite a while. But yep, that's also a thing you can go and do. Check it out, and definitely do it if you're looking for a CPU. That's a 650 watt one, but it's a pretty cheap one considering just how good it is. But now, third map's coming up here. This is the Caseking of the Hill, cooled by Alpenföhn tournament coming up. Second week, and the winners last week were Navi. They are waiting and probably watching what's happening. One of these two teams is going to face them, and this is the third map, so we're going to find out right now who it's going to be. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Anders. Of course, we have Semler and Vendetta with us here, and remember to go and follow us on Twitter as well. Should be easy finding those links. But what do you guys think for this Mirage map? Who's going to be winning?
I'm sticking with my guns. Hellraisers all the way.
All right.
Hellraisers all the way, huh?
Yeah.
Well, if I had the hat, I would put it on, but it's just going to have to be here in spirit. But I'm actually going to side with Epsilon on this one.
Wow, you're changing sides?
Have you been converted by FXO?
Wow.
I've been converted by FX.
We have the first FXO convert. All right. Well, I said Epsilon. I thought they had a good chance here, so I'm going to sort of stick with them. But I think this could are not bad at playing Mirage, and Epsilon showed us yesterday that they are not bad at playing it either, so I predict a really close game. I'm going to say 16-14 in favor of Epsilon. I think it's going to be just that close. I hope it will. And look at this execute coming out already from Hellraisers. The game is live, and they are definitely ready to set up. This is a classic A push coming out, and Epsilon only have two people to deal with it. If the last guy, if FXO can come back quick enough, it might work out, but otherwise this is not going to be easy. Grenade rains out, and does actually a fair amount of damage. Nicely done, Shoxy.
Yeah, the smokes are all down. This comes down to patience here. Great kill from Shoxy. Through the smoke, catches Adrian just on the edge. But this is going to come patience from Epsilon. They have to work together, bide their time, and go in as 5 for the retake.
Yeah, grenade rains out. Kucha's going to be forced back a little bit. Right now they have 2 kills on Hellraisers until Angel steps it up with 1. Markelov with another one. It's just Kucha left 1 on 2. He's going to go for it. He picks up the 1, and now Kiyoshima is actually in a terrible spot here. He doesn't have a kit. He's going to have to go for the fake defuse. Keeks out here. Kucha still alive. 1 more click, and Hellraisers are going to pick up the pistol round here, and actually I think they may have already done it. Kiyoshima doesn't have the kit, and there's no time left. He's going to run away, just try and see if he can save this armor, which not even sure about that really. He is gonna explode at the end, so nicely done from Kucha. Very patient play.
How?
I love the fact that Hellraisers have these wonky pistols in their pistol rounds, and they keep doing it over and over. It's not just a fad. It's not something they've done once. Kucha has been picking up a deagle and the pistol round for the last 3 or 4 weeks
Since the update,
now?
man. Since the update.
Yeah. And he's been making it work as well. Like, really well.
It's just unreal that Epsilon have like a 2-man advantage going into that, and somehow it comes into a 1-on-1. On top of everything else, the Hellraisers members, none of them had Kevlar, the remaining members on the site, when that push began. Like, Epsilon should have mowed through them. Instead, Hellraisers somehow come out ahead. That's just insane. Insane that Hellraisers are able to pull it off.
Yeah, and I think the biggest enemy for Hellraisers right now is the anti-eco, just not messing this up, and already Kucher is standing in a position where he's completely open for underpass without really having anyone nearby to actually punish that push from SF. But yeah, this is where I don't understand how a team like Hellraisers can be so wonky when it comes to, or so wobbly, I guess, when it comes to anti-ecos. This should be the easiest rounds in a game of CS.
Stick together, group up, make sure you go as a ball. It's like a death ball,
yeah,
right?
Like,
you know, anybody who knows StarCraft 2?
Exactly.
Like Colossus with
Summon
Protoss
your
and all that.
Protoss. Yeah, like be from Ayur for 2 rounds.
Exactly. Well, SF with a good pick-off here. Going to be a double, and actually it's back into a 3-on-3, so a pretty good round so far from Epsilon. Kiyoshima looking for the 1D, not going to connect with it just yet, and from the spawn, actually, oh my lord, FXGO picks up 2 kills, and SF will pick up a 3rd one, and a huge turnaround at the very beginning of this map. I mean, we are getting it all here for this Caseking tournament. There's just nothing left. We already had a knife round, we've had aces and clutches and everything else, and now here in the 3rd round of the 3rd map, we have a pretty swift turnaround from Epsilon.
And if I'm Hellraisers, from this point on, all the way up until Gamescom, the only thing I'm doing is practicing anti-ecos, because they can't win an anti-eco at all, and it's baffling how bad they are at it when they're so good at the game. Like, it makes no sense how they're not able to take advantage of. Yeah.
And it's a big problem. It really is, because it isn't just that, you know, it's not just that, because they could have just as well lost the pistol round, right? And then they would have been behind anyway. But I think it's a mental thing, right? When you lose those anti-eco rounds, you have to be a pretty hardcore player to not let it get to you, especially if you do it map after map. I mean, then you really start to build up some frustration. And this buy, I want your comment on it, Vendetta.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I think this is going to be one of those type of buys that's going to haunt Hellraisers for quite some time.
Well, this is their first half economy, like the beginning of this half. That's their economy on the line right now. FXO already picks off Angel. He has an M4A1, no AWP for him, but that's all he needs apparently, because he gets the entry frag here. And Hellraisers, they go for a force. They're very limited on nades and on firepower. I mean, it's Galil's on the rest of them, not even an AK, and they're already a man down. Like, this is Hellraisers though. This is a Hellraisers play, really. They are a team that are not afraid to just do away with eco rounds and just buy whenever they can.
Well, they get a good kill in return onto GMX, who was, for no reason at all, taking a peek over on short. I think he could have... It's alright that he peeked, but there's no reason he took the battle that far out. SF, though, will pick off Kucha, so a really good kill in return here. And it's shaping up to be a bit of a B push as the bomb is making its way over, but I like the addition of having Doja in the middle to try and pick off anyone sort of staggering behind. And actually, they're going to rotate back towards the A bomb site. Alright.
As the rotation continues for Epsilon, they've got 3 guys on B.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now the push should begin here from Doja.
Oh my god, he missed him! Oh, he just turns. Shoxy's going to be right here, and Doja running with the knife out is a terrible plan. Now it's going to be a 1-on-3 for Markelov, and with only 20 seconds left, he should be happy if he can put the bomb down. He won't even be allowed to. Shoxy will take him down, and They came close to winning this round, but not close enough. And now their economy is, well, you said it already, not looking too good.
The thing is that obviously you're going to get the opportunity to buy up is on the T side a lot sooner than what you're on the CT side. That's just how the economy in this game works. But still, I feel like Hellraisers are going to get into this kind of mindset where they want to force up as much as possible, because they simply just want to break Epsilon. They just want to break their economy like Epsilon broke their economy. And that's kind of that's a iffy place to be if you're Hellraisers, because I think we could potentially see a lot of Galil buys, and that's not really what you want to do.
We're going back to Rocky 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those kinds of buys where you decide it's cool to just have like a few smokes of 1 AK and 4 Galils, it makes sense if you're really close to losing the game, right? If it's that, or
more like a desperation buy.
Yeah, but
really.
They're on the T side of Mirage. This is the less favored side. Sure, they're down, a couple of rounds, but they're not under a lot of pressure right now to just win a whole bunch of rounds. They'll be fine, just getting 5-6 rounds on this first half here.
Yeah, exactly. They have plenty of time. There's no real hurry for them to get those 4 extra rounds they might need.
Especially because the CT side of Mirage is actually something that Hellraisers do really well. So it's not like they're, under a lot of pressure to get the rounds on the T side either. I'm pretty sure they can do really well on the CT side. But FXO gets a kill actually right before he gets traded by Dosha. So that could have actually been much worse. FXO could have just died straight up then, I think.
FXO is 9-2-2 right now, and next round he's going to have his AWP. Just saying.
Just saying. Well, I'm just saying that this push here from GMX is looking really good. SF there as well. Dosha once again, but this time he didn't have a knife out, but he was running and making a lot of noise and not even anticipating that there could have been someone there. At least they don't see the bomb, and now it's Kiyoshima's turn to catch Markelov off guard. I mean, the Frenchmen right now, they're just infiltrating the terrorist lineup, and it's Hellraisers are completely confused.
Well, speaking of infiltrating, look at Angel. He has gotten places. He's going to get picked off by Shoxy, though.
Anticlimactic much?
I think okay, so basically 3 out of 4 kills in this round so far have been because Hellraisers have just simply been running around looking the wrong way. And it's not really their fault. I mean, it's partially just because Epsilon have taken some incredibly forward positions and caught them off guard more than they were expecting. 5-1.
FXO does not go for an AWP.
I think, actually, that's a good option, because I think he's realized that Hellraisers like to smoke off the middle area and take control over mid from underpass a lot of the times. Mm-hmm. And well, you're not going to do too much with an AWP in that situation, so I think it's actually better off with a Colt.
He's in the middle now once again, up close. GMX going to be from the other side, and FXO once again will pick up the first kill. This really is a great addition, and it's a scary thought as well if FXO can actually be relied upon to just have a rifle and still do a lot of work. That's a real resource then on the Epsilon squad. Kiyoshima close, and Kucha, if he gets spotted here, it's not going to work out too well for him, I think. But he does pick off the kill, then runs right into Kiyoshima. So not exactly the ideal follow-up.
No, Epsilon managed to maintain that man advantage, and that's the most important thing for them at this point. Just keep control. Smokes are down as well. They still have some nades to work with here, but that was their last smoke, and it was just used up in B apartments, which is where the bomb is for Hellraisers. They've got 2 guys there, with 1 man migrating over onto short. But he's been spotted out. SF stands his ground. He gets a headshot on Doja. Excellent play. This is now a man advantage still for Epsilon, 3-2.
Yeah, GMX spots Markelov as well. He was already spotted by SF, I think, and they do some damage here. Actually, GMX will pick up the kill, and now there's only 20 seconds left here for Adrian to get the bomb down or kill 2 people, or a combination of both, but it's not easy. He's waiting. He wants them to peek first so he can make it a one-on-one, which is actually a very smart idea. I love this play from Adrian, but it's still very tough, and he has just the wrong timing. About 1 second too late there, and he's going to go down. Epsilon 6-1. Still don't want to call it. We've seen ridiculous comebacks on both maps so far. This is the 3rd map, of course, but this is a brilliant start coming out from Epsilon.
No force from Hellraisers. That's interesting, because they had enough money to be able to force up with some AKs, armor, couple nades, but instead they go for pistol and nades. So Hellraisers perhaps wanting to slow down the pace a little bit. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head right there, Anders. It's still fairly early in this half. They still have time to get those rounds that they need. So it seems like Hellraisers, they want to just set up for a YOLO play.
Yeah, and they only have pistols. They're going to go for it, running into Molotovs as well, and Kiyoshima going to get an easy kill there. The bomb going down right in front of them, and it won't even be planted. That was actually the main idea with this push coming out from Hellraisers was just getting the $800 bonus so that they have a little bit more money to work with, and that doesn't work either. They can still buy in the upcoming round, but really not ideal. Markelov wanted to get that pick off, but he's not even going to take one down there. He actually goes down without a kill. As you can tell, they still have 6,500 most people, so it's not a big problem, but it shows you how tight Epsilon are right now. 7-1. That's 7 rounds straight in a row here on the first half.
Yeah, they've gotten up to a pretty good start, considering how they lost the pistol round. And it's kind of similar to how the CT side on Inferno worked out for them. Losing pistol, winning anti-eco, and then kind of rolling with it from there.
Yes, that is indeed the situation. Shocks Kyoshima pushing up kind of aggressively. So this is another thing that Epsilon are doing kind of well, is that they're switching up their passive style with some really aggressive styles, and it's hard for them to counter Shoxy trades, so they push 2 people as well, which is even better. It is back to a 3-on-3, but Adrian is going to get picked off, and now it's Kucher and Markelov left in a 2-on-3. They have plenty of time, but probably not a lot of confidence left.
Not really, but at least they did manage to actually get 2 kills on Epsilon's side. That all came down to firefights in the end, but Shoxy was able to save it and get 2 frags back. FXO peeks out at mid and catches Markelov below window, and that kind of just crushes Hellraiser's hopes at this point. Kucher is alone. He's got the bomb, but he's facing 3 Epsilon members, and he is not close to a site yet. Although SF is convinced he's coming in through window, this could, if SF does not look back towards B site soon, Kucher could actually sneak his way out here.
He could. Did you catch what Markelov did that round, Ben?
I actually did not watch that round.
I'll explain in a second. That was one of the most tragic things I've ever seen in Global Offensive so far. Kucher trying to put the bomb down here. SF so close. The bomb will be planted, so that's good news, but it wasn't even really necessary, but at least it's something. He's going to pick up a kill. Maybe he can actually do this 1-on-3. Goes for a second one. Will get that one. Now it's on Shox in a 1-on-1 versus Kucher, and Kucher's looking for the quad kill. 1 grenade out, and a brilliant headshot. Survives the grenade with 1 HP, and a quad kill for Kucher. What a way to win around here, and that might be the spark that brings Hellraisers back. Now, the thing in the middle with Markelov that I'm talking about was actually so close to being pure genius, which I expect nothing less from Markelov. He was up on the railing right here, and he flashed into the A-bomb site, and then wanted to jump down into the window. And the reason for the flash is that it covers the sound that he makes when he lands in the window, so it's really well thought out. Unfortunately, he missed the window, fell down, and then FXO came up from behind and killed him. So it was a really great idea and a really bad execution, unfortunately.
Maybe he'll practice that a little bit, right? I mean, Markelov, if anybody. But again, Markelov, no luck. You cursed him, Anders. GMX finds him from the mid window. And that's the man advantage already for Epsilon here, looking to turn this around. Angel gets in. Doja and Angel both double teaming Kyoshima, managing to get big kills. Adrian's going to drop down on Shoxy. This is falling apart now for Epsilon.
Falling apart in spite of the fact that they've done so much damage and they've had such great positions all around. I think Epsilon should have got a lot more kills than they have right now. Molotov going to rain in. The bomb will be planted, and Doja got to be careful he doesn't burn alive here. This 2-on-4, they should be able to win, and that will be the first time in this half that they've actually gotten consecutive rounds, which is very good news. We'll see. SF and FXO, are they going to go for it? FXO is actually just going to run in here, gets the 1 kill, then goes down, and I think that's going to be the end. Yeah, SF wants to run away, and that's important because he needs to drop for Kyoshima.
Basically,
I don't know.
Right?
What do you think, Ben? It looked to me like Epsilon actually had that defense down very well.
Yes and no. At the same time, yeah, sure, they were in the right positions, but that's the same strategy that we've seen Hellraisers use several times, with Adrian just kind of casually and somehow getting entries and surviving. Like, he has done that in what, I think the last 5 or 6 Hellraisers games we've seen.
Yeah.
He basically just casually walks out from AFs and kills people, and it works. So I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it from Hellraisers, but I wouldn't be too surprised if that's their go-to move from now on.
Yeah, look at it. They're already setting up for an A play right now. So this is, we could see it again right here from Hellraisers, where Shoxy does it. I mean, who is that waiting right around the corner, though? It's Kyoshima, right below balcony. Smoke goes out, and there's Adrian.
Yeah, walks in. Adrian does go down.
He allowed?
I don't know, but FXO's there to pick it up. It's still not over yet. Kyoshima in a bit of a tight spot, but there is a smoke covering him from apartments. FXO spots 1 person. This is definitely still around that Hellraisers can win. There's only 2 HP on GMX and 5 on Kyoshima.
That pop flash is actually working really well for Kyoshima. The Molly is going to go down to block off Kucher from apartments. Kyoshima gets naded into oblivion, so that's not going to help things here for Epsilon. They drop down to a 3-on-3 situation here, and Hellraisers are just closing in all around on this A site. Doja peeks forward, picks off GMX, and this is all down to SF now to try and stop this plant. He's waiting in CT spawn, but more importantly, he's waiting for FXYO to wrap around with the flank. This could be brilliant here from FXYO.
Yeah, I don't think... Has Doja heard him?
I'm pretty sure Doja's heard something.
Alright, so if Doja has, that makes a huge difference. That means that the flank could actually work out just a lot worse. SF's got to time this really well. FXO comes in, takes down one, so maybe they in fact didn't hear. Now Doja and Markelov going to have to try and see if they can prevent this bomb defuse. Markelov has a great angle. Straight headshot takes one down, and there's Doja to follow it up onto Super Fighter. So a great round for very many reasons. It means now Epsilon have to eco, and that could be a 5th round coming up for Hellraisers. So once again, we have a scenario where they have a huge loss streak and a huge win streak, obviously, for Epsilon, and then Hellraisers sort of decide to end it.
Yeah, and apparently walking out towards the A bomb site is all you have to do.
Adrian, man, again. I think that what happened that time, though, we did have a guy watching. I can't remember who it was, though, because Kyoshima plays under balcony. I wonder if it was an SF, but still, Adrian walked out, and the guy watching apartments was already dead. So that may have led to him actually managing to get out there again.
A lot of speed on Hellraisers this time, which is really good, because otherwise they would have been flanked. So I like the fact that they're going so decisively into this bomb site. SF's up close here with the Deagle. Great 1D coming in, and from behind, the flank actually doesn't work out at all. So Hellraisers playing this one tightly, and this would have been an eco round that they could not afford to throw away, or an anti-eco that they just couldn't give up on. Kyoshima does actually a lot of damage through that smoke, but still going to be very tough for them to win. The bomb is not down yet, and Shoxy actually has just revealed himself, so yeah, that's probably the end.
Kyoshima still managed to inflict some damage. That's actually... I mean, this is still fairly good from him. He's only invested $500 in this round. He's already, killed one guy and done a lot of damage to Angel. He just needs to find the last one here, but Markelov will get rid of him. And now Hellraisers are sitting on 5 rounds. This is feeling like Dust 2 all over again. Hellraisers, towards the end of the half, a bit earlier, in fact, are managing to get to that point where they're going to be pretty satisfied with their work this far in the half. 5 rounds, if they get 6, I mean, 5 is like doable. If they get 6, I think they're going to be very pleased.
Yep, I absolutely agree. 5 rounds is definitely a good spot to hit here. FXO misses a shot. Shoxy actually has an auto sniper and no body armor, so that is an interesting move coming out here from Epsilon. Definitely a little bit strange, I would say. I'd much rather have him with a rifle and then actual armor.
And Hellraisers are back to doing what they've done in the first 8 rounds. Pretty much, which is leaving Doja and Kucher and they're actually going to boost up into CPL, and GMX is going to find them. And I'm not really sure why they're reverting back to this, because this never worked for them previously.
Yeah, that is a question that I don't really have the answer for. FXO, though, has an answer with an AWP. Going to take down Adrian and Doja, and Markelov are left here 2 on 4. But you're right, if something didn't work for 8 straight rounds, it seems like a bit of a stretch to, or 7 straight rounds, go straight back to it and then try and do it again, especially now that you just started winning with a different strat that worked. So the logic, I'm not sure I can really follow it either.
Change of pace, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like
I would have still like to see Hellraisers fail on their currently winning strategy before they actually swap away from it. That just seems like a reasonable thing to do. Well, because if it works, it works, so you don't really have to change it. If the other team is not able to adapt to what you're doing, then why would you ever change, right?
Is it time for the age-old maxim? If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is still Hellraisers with a lot of money for this round, so they're still able to get a pretty respectable buy-in here. Full nades, everything. So
but they're doing the same thing again.
All right.
Aggressive moves from DMX. Look at this, all the way up in the face of Markelov in the middle, and he will take him down as well. So as Hellraisers is trying to adjust to, find a new way to actually make it through, Epsilon are changing on the other side, making sure it gets even more difficult to read what's happening. And that is, when we were scolding Hellraisers just now for switching it up what was working, well, I love the fact that Epsilon are switching up the defense so much.
Yeah, they're really trying to keep them guessing. SF pushing out into B apartments catches Doja off guard, which is not something that is supposed to happen here for Hellraisers. He's supposed to be their point man, and that's just not working for them right now. The bomb is, I mean, it's a 2-on-5 situation. Hellraisers don't really have a prayer of making it out of here in one piece. It's going to come down to the 15th round, and unless Hellraisers can somehow miraculously find a plant, their money isn't going to be stellar.
Yeah, Kucha in a 1-on-5 with a bomb plant, just no chance at all, and GMX even waiting for him at the underpass there. That's a triple for GMX, who is actually very close to being the top fragger, still outdone from FXJO, who I will remind you had a 30 bomb on Dust 2, and he's sort of halfway there, and we're not even at the end of the first half, only now we're at the 15th round. So let's see if he can do it once again. He's halfway there anyway. 15th round coming up on the third map here.
This is looking a lot like ESG, like the Epsilon that played against ESG just the other day that we got to watch. I think it finished 10-5 versus ESG as well, and then ESG were able to come back into it, if I'm not mistaken. But FX was sitting at 15 frags about this time versus ESG. I mean, this guy is a monster.
Yeah, and they're going to go for a standard AX Kyoshima emptying his AK into the wall. He can't see a thing. This is actual Counter-Strike comedy, but he does go down eventually. The fun ends, and it's a 3-on-4 at the end when the dust settles, but the smoke is still up, and a great push through from Markelov. Very dangerous, but it works out just fine. He's going to go down to FXO, though. The bomb is dropped here. The bomb is planted, and Adrian and Dosha, they got to come up with a win here. 9-6 is a hell of a lot better than 10-5. The grenade raining in, not doing really much of anything. Adrian taking the peek and shooting right through, but FXO is now peeking him. Dosha pushes up. Fantastic move. Adrian peeks out, but he's going to go down. It's not enough, and they will be able to defuse. 10-5 for the first half, and FXO with a stunning 17 kills.
He continues to dominate. He continues to dominate the map with that. I mean, he went to the AWP eventually, but even with the M4, even with the pistol, I mean, after the first few rounds of the half, he was sitting at 9-2-2. Like, that's very good work. I mean, we're looking to Epsilon. We're looking at Epsilon expecting to see big things from Shoxy. Like, that kind of scoreline, that kind of performance from Shoxy. He's supposed to be the one who's really carrying a lot of the weight. So I'm sure that Shoxy's breathing a sigh of relief, saying, okay, it's not all on me now. FX is here. Hellraisers have to find a way. But then, as you said, Anders, Hellraisers are very good on the CT side of Mirage. Yeah. They do have it locked down. And I think 5 rounds... If they were to pick up the pistol here, 5 rounds is enough for them to actually just take control of this half.
I agree.
What's worrying is the fact that Hellraisers did find the way to win on the T side, and they went away from it. That's what's worrying for me when they're going into the CT side.
Well, look at this rush coming up in through underpass. Kucha gets a kill dead, hunting him down. They will get the kill on him, but this is still looking... The bomb is dropped down here. Kyoshima trying to see if he can pick up anybody, but it's not going to happen. FXO will get a kill now. He's trying to reload in the corner, and he gets another one in, but I'm still not sure it's enough. If he had the bomb now, maybe he could have gone for a planted B, and it would have been different. Now he's looking for a long-range shot. He wants them to peek. They'll double peek him and take him down, so it'll be the end. Even though he did a lot at the end there, it was too late at that point. So 10-6, and a definite chance for Hellraisers to bring it right back like they did on Inferno. The question is, though, are they going to be able to not throw away this anti-eco?
I wouldn't be too sure. I'm actually afraid on behalf of Hellraisers. I feel like they're going to do something dumb. No, it's just that, well, they haven't really done anything to show me that they're capable of anything else, so I'm going to be the negative Nancy for now.
There's one peek too many. Kucha getting a kill, then peeking once again, and this time he gets punished for it. Markelov actually with the P90, which is something we've seen Markelov do a couple of times in the past here. Angel goes down as well. But that just maybe you are psychic after all. And there's a shotgun in this bomb site as well, so they have 1 M4 left in this round. The P90 is not bad, but against armor, it's not as good as an M4.
Against armor and CZs,
but then again, I would rather be in Markelov's position than Angel's, because Angel didn't even buy head armor.
That's true. That is true.
I don't get that.
And now Adrian's down to 5 HP, so this is very, very close to being a 4-on-2. The bomb is making its way over, I think, to the B bomb site, and Dosha... Shotgun is actually very good in the position... Well, not in the position he's in now, but if he makes his way over to the hallways here, it can be very effective. He can win the round with the shotgun.
It can be brutal. He needs to get below them. He needs to get over by Van. This is the crucial part here, because SF, they're all going to jump straight out on top of him, and with the Nova point blank like that, that's when it's at its most deadliest, it's most effective, and there we go. Dosha takes a shot. They know what they're rushing now, and this is it. He missed his golden opportunity to get a good start with that hold.
Markolov is here, though. No bomb plant yet. It's a 1-on-2. Still 13 seconds left. Can they find Markolov or at least put the bomb down? Bomb is going to be planted here with just 8 seconds left. And Markolov is back in the kitchen. He's sort of wrapped all the way around. They have a shotgun. They have a P90. Now they spotted him. Headshot right through that. He's going to be jumping, making a lot of noise. He goes down. Super Fighter picks up 3 kills. And Vendetta...
It's the anti-eco curse. Hellraisers can't handle an anti-eco.
No, this is just like bad. This is just bad. You can try to, I guess, angle it to the point where you want to say, oh, this is well done by Epsilon, but this is like the 4th anti-eco that Hellraisers just straight up lost because they do dumb things. Like at this point, I don't feel like they even deserve to win the game because they're trying to throw it away. I don't understand what the hell they're doing.
Oh my god. Dropping the hammer. This is it. No messing around.
But I mean, it's hard not to agree, though. It is really kind of disappointing to see them do this, not just 1 or 2 times, but just every single half. It seems like they have one of these rounds where it's just basically giving it up for free. See if they can make this stack work, and a great flank coming in as well from Dosha. Not sure it's going to be enough, but you've got to hope for Hellraiser's point of view that they get a little bit something in return here. Now the push is on. GMX will open up with a kill. Markolov down here will be dropped. They actually stole the shotgun and are putting it to use as well, and Dosha's flank is no longer a flank. It's just a straight-on rush into 5 players that are waiting. Another thing that really that was really unfortunate, I don't know if you noticed, but when Dosha jumped over the B-bomb site in the last round, he actually shot right through 3 people. Like, you have a shotgun that has pellets and a spray, and he shot right through 3 of them.
Did he jump and shoot? Because the Nova isn't
yeah, he jumped and
like
shot.
as accurate. Yeah. That's the thing. It's not as accurate as, say, the Swag 7 when you're jumping and shooting.
I think he just aimed right between them. That was, I mean... It's unfortunate. He did get the second kill, but it was just... It seemed ridiculous when you have, a gun shooting pellets with a wide spread, then you didn't, miss 3 people in a bunch. Unfortunate. Well, 6 to 12 here.
Yeah, 6 to 12, and now, I mean, it should be another round of eco out of Hellraisers. We can see them just going for pistols. This is what happens when you lose that second round. That anti-eco, that's all important. You're not out of the woods until you can shut down that second round. Third round after the pistol, it's okay because, they're not really going to have armor. They're going to be trying to save up as much money as they can for the big buy round. Kucha with a great push into underpass, though, managing to get quite a bit done, and Angel backing him up doesn't manage to pick up the second frag.
It's really unfortunate. If they had got that kill on Super Fighter, it would have been a brilliant start. And I applaud them for trying. Because that's Hellraisers, they gotta get something done. But right now, Adrian's avatar actually seems like a really fitting avatar for the situation.
Bible thumps.
Just saying, it fits what Hellraisers must be feeling right now. It's gonna be 13-6 here unless I don't know, Adrian is in fact a magician.
They aren't out of it yet, lads. They aren't out of it yet.
No,
we can't
they're
get
not.
ahead of ourselves. Epsilon, not on the favored side. They do need 3 rounds. They have a sick amount of bank, though.
Inferno 2.0. I feel like it is pretty much the same scenario we're seeing.
What really makes me happy is the fact that FXO has now picked up an AWP, but Kucha has one as well, and that's actually something we haven't mentioned, but Kucha is an insane defensive AWP. Just Kucha's ability to sit in one place and pick up kills when somebody crosses is really nice. So we'll see if that's going to make a difference. He does spot a couple of people in the middle, but decides to fall back, which I think it's about time Hellraisers start playing maybe a little bit safely at least.
No. Play passively, just try and gather information, not necessarily rush or play aggressively anywhere on the map. Let Epsilon come to you. FXO again has that AWP. He has not been given a target to shoot at yet, however, so this is still going to come down to whether Epsilon can find that entry. And there you go, Markolov rushing down Kyoshima in a slope. That's the start that Hellraisers need.
Yeah, very good job. Angel is about to walk right into Shoxy, and he actually picks up the kill in spite of Shoxy waiting with the aim right there. So that's some great stuff coming out. Now FXO jumping over into the window and picks up Kucha. What a mind-bending shot. That was so fast.
FXO, continue. And now, well, Epsilon, man advantage still for Hellraisers, but this one more kill for Epsilon, and they've still got 40 seconds left on this clock. They can manage to find a way back onto this site. There's 2 guys holding for Hellraisers on the A site, which is where the bomb is coming. But FXO catches Angel trying to rotate over from B. The defense is weakened. This is a 3-on-3.
Markolov hiding towards the get-right spot, and FXO will go down. So there is a limit to the insanity, but still a very cool round coming out from Hellraisers. They end up holding on to it. Looked like FXO was going to bring it back, and that is 13-7. And I think you you pointed out what really made a difference that round. I think it was Markolov's push down towards the ramp. That really make a big difference.
Yeah, like getting that entry peg is big for Hellraisers, especially with how weirdly these rounds are playing out. I think it's important for Hellraisers to get off to a good start. I think they were also really unlucky for Kucher not to spot GMX, who was pushing up through connector. I think that was just like a matter of millimeters before you actually had the opportunity to pick him off. So yeah, like good for Hellraisers to actually get around on board, but now they need to break Epsilon before they can give away a round.
That's the thing, right? And Epsilon just don't have too much left in the bank. They still have a couple grand on several players, so it's not like they're flat broke and will have to eco. They could have the option of going for a force buy in the next round if they were to lose this one. But Epsilon don't want that. They need to be able to just screw Hellraiser's money right now. If they screw Hellraiser's money right now, Hellraisers don't have enough for a full buy before pretty much the end of the game.
Yeah,
and there's FXO to start.
And he makes it out as well. How does he not get killed? Now he's going to peek again, and Angel actually should have already gone down. Then he peeks one more time, and FXO is looking so strong right now. In shadows, it's going to be Adrian. He goes down. Markelov and Dosha left, and Markelov flashes himself through the smoke, just runs in. He dies. FXO can't be killed. He's got 1 HP and a triple kill. Incredible. 28 frags in this game. It was a 30 bomb on Dust 2, and he's looking to repeat the success here. 14-7 and no money left on Hellraisers. And this game is all FXO. We're going to have to rename Epsilon into something different here.
I mean, yeah, he's carrying Epsilon right now.
It's not Epsilon anymore, man. It's Epsio.
Epsio. I mean, it just might be. That is such a sick performance. How do they not kill him? I mean, the first 2 kills, sure, but the last one, Markelov looked like he had that.
1 HP. That's insult to injury. But hey, there's still rounds left. He can do better than 30. FXO, I believe.
He has an opportunity, an aggressive push coming out from Hellraisers. They realize that it's now or never. This is going to be match and map point for Epsilon if they can win this one, and they are looking very likely. It's looking very likely that they're going to be able to do it. Dosha pushing up kind of aggressively here in the window, and GMX is right underneath him, so with the right timing, it is possible. But the rest of the Epsilon squad, and I like this, they're moving together as a unit towards the A-bomb side. I think that's really important.
Not really digging GMX's position right now. He's about to get closed in on. In fact, they're going to come from all angles. I mean, Shoxy's managing to pick off the Man in A apartments. That's going to throw Hellraisers for a loop, but then GMX gets caught. That's a rifle now for Hellraisers to work with. Although they are in a 2-on-4, so it's not looking too likely for him.
Now, Dosha with some good pistol work, actually. 2 very clean headshots coming out, but it's not enough. Shoxy, the man to pick up a 4 kill in this round, and there it is, 15-7. And we are at match and map point. And remember, everyone, once this game is done, Na'Vi is going to be facing the winner. So we could be seeing Na'Vi Epsilon. We could be seeing Guardian versus FXO. Just consider that for a moment. But we're not over yet. Hellraisers can force the overtime. They have to win 8 rounds in a row. And when you put it like that, it does seem a little bit unlikely.
Ever so slightly unlikely, yeah. But it's happened before. So, yeah, who are we to, put Hellraisers out of this?
Now it comes down to whether Epsilon can just close the game, and that's a whole different kind of pressure on them now. I mean, they are 1 round away from picking up the win and going into the finals, guaranteeing themselves €250. I mean, they still have to get through this here, and Hellraisers are playing very passively, although they are double pushing into A pit, which is a great thing here from Hellraisers. They want to repeat Markelov's performance the round before last.
They definitely do, and that's a really good idea. I think Markelov Angel could catch a couple of people and the bomb off guard here. Angel goes down. Oh no, and Markelov follows. I still think it's a good idea. They just... Shoxy just hitting headshots left and right. Kucha's going to jump down, and SF is right there. Will be picked off by Kucha, though, so something is working. But the grenade right on Adrian, down in shadows here, brings him very low. Kucha's going to be alone. 1-on-4. This is happening too fast for me to even read out, and GMX will finish the round 16-7, and a victory for Epsilon. A big shock for me. What a game from Epsilon. All these 3 maps have been incredible. Well, we're going to be back on the camera, guys, but what can we say? After that, what really can we say?
Well, I wish I had my hat with me.
Well,
I didn't know. Look how well they're doing without the hat. Just imagine what's going to happen when you bring out the full force. Yeah,
Supernova. That's what's going to happen. We potentially have another French top team in the world. I mean, they're flowering, they're blooming
seems
right
very
now.
likely, doesn't it? Well, look, guys, we don't have a lot of time to waste because we're a little bit behind schedule, but for a good reason. It's because all these games were so close and so great, so we've gone a little bit over time, but it's no problem at all. Next up is going to be Navi versus Epsilon. Another best of 3 coming up. Remember, guys, click the Facebook link at the bottom of the page, and you can win a PSU or power supply from Superflower, 1300 watts. You can also use the code that's at the left-hand side of your screen, and if you go on to caseking.de/ROF, then you can buy a power supply, 650 watts, but it's at an almost 30% discount, so definitely worth doing. And if you click the link and also click like the Facebook, that's the raffle, and it works for the next 12 weeks, so you guys can raffle for all sorts of stuff. It's very cool, and we really appreciate you doing it as well. It helps us out with our sponsor, and obviously they really appreciate it. That's Caseking, and also a big thanks to Alpenföhn and Beat Phoenix and Superflower and everybody else for helping us out. Now, we're going to go to a quick break, guys. We'll be right back. Listen to a little bit of music, follow us on Twitter and all that stuff, and we will be back right